What's happening, Bulls? How are you? Happy Sunday. Got to shoot off a quick video before we fuck off to play. We got a lot going on in the crypto space, especially this political space. If you know about Trump and Elon and all that bullshit, the man children. But we got big trades brewing, big moves brewing. Bitcoin put in a very obvious signal and sign I'm going to show you. And we'll go through a couple of videos. We'll try and keep this sweet because obviously I've got to play, but we'll keep this short and sweet, just how you'd like it. Firstly, Bitcoin price. This is a Bitcoin price action. Oops. This is the chart that I trade on. So I've got a range, massive breaks of lows of ranges. We act on blue gigabars. It means it's the start of a move. Again, I missed this one yesterday, but I opened a long in the Blockchain Bulls members page. Opened along here, so that's up now. It's up $100 or something like that, which is sweet. So we put $4,000 US in this account, and we are just trading with it for this one strategy specifically, just to prove its worth to us and the members, because we've been designing this strategy for a long time. If you've made a strategy before, you understand the depth of the process. There's a lot more in it than just making a strategy and then it working, or copying a strategy, which is what, people will argue that probably, well, I mean, you can do it, we can still do it, anyone can do it, but it's just like, designing your own strategy, it turns into like a child of yours. Zooming out, we can see a lot of positive price action on Bitcoin now, very impressive price action, okay? So you can see here, the prediction lines, they never exactly work out, but if you go like this, look at this, oh my god. That's pretty much what I predicted. That was a bit of a stretch, but the range, the G-box range, the highs, the mediums, the lows, the extreme lows of the liquidity on the price range, I expected it to flash into the 90s, but after this recovery that we're seeing right here, it may never go into the 90s again, is what I'm saying, because this was the chance. This was the chance to take hit all the stop losses, take all the liquidity, because you know that there's going to be a lot of stop losses under the 100k mark, especially because if you've been following us for a while, you understand the magnetism of stop losses, and when the order books are thin, the price hunts the liquidity on purpose. It's by design. Let's watch a little video together. Anyways, look, look, this is a range now. Okay, this is a range now. So I'm expecting Bitcoin. It's come here. It's filled up. It's bags. Now that's going to be resistance. That's going to be resistance. That could be a wick. But yeah, we might be in this range for a little bit. Something like this. Something like that. Something like that. Okay, so yep, that's what we're thinking now, because this is a lower low, and now it's gunning for a higher high, and then it'll be a higher low, and then it'll turn into this, most likely. Statistics and probabilities. Let's have a little quick watch. We'll just skim through this, all right, of the update CNBC crypto world, because there's a bit of online feud. We'll just see if they're talking shit or not.
Today, Bitcoin bounces back from an Elon Musk, Donald Trump driven sell-off. Strategy prepares a new way to raise the funds for its Bitcoin buying spree. And JP Richardson of Exodus shares his expectations for crypto in the second half of 2025. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Brandon Gomez. Digital currencies are bouncing back from yesterday's lows thanks to a stronger than expected jobs number and some time to digest the public breakup of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. By noon Eastern, Bitcoin inched back above $105,000, a strong turnaround from the $100,000 level it hit at the height of Elon Musk and Donald Trump's online feud. Ether was still in the red this morning, down 3%, along with Doge, which fell by 3.6% in the last 24 hours. But that's well off of yesterday's low, when at one point the meme token dropped 10.5%. Elon is one of Dogecoin's biggest cheerleaders. If we look out at the week, Bitcoin was little changed, while Ether has fallen about 2.6%. Dogecoin's retreated nearly 10% in the past 7 days. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. Strategy is taking on a new, strategy to buy more Bitcoin. The company plans to launch shares of a new Series A preferred stock, STRD, and use the funds for crypto purchases and working capital. The shares are priced at $85 and are expected to generate just under $1 billion for Strategy. The company is, of course, well known for its approach to Bitcoin, holding about 581,000 Bitcoin. That's worth about $61 billion in today's prices. Next, Switzerland is considering a plan to share crypto tax information with dozens of countries. The Swiss Federal Council gave the green light to begin an automated exchange of information for crypto assets to all EU members, the UK, and most G20 countries. The two exceptions, Saudi Arabia and the United States. The Federal Council's press release said the exchange would only take place if the partner states exchange information with Switzerland, and if they fulfill rules for crypto asset reporting put in place by the OECD. Now, this plan still has to be approved by Switzerland's parliament, but if it gets the go-ahead, it would take effect on January 1st, 2026. All right, let's turn our attention back to digital currency markets for our main story. Crypto World's Mackenzie Sigallo spoke with JP Richardson right after Circle's IPO yesterday to get his take on what it means for the crypto market, his outlook for the second half of 2025, and more.
So let's start with the big news this week, which is Circle's IPO. The stock was up big in its first round of trading. Talk to me about what this IPO means for the industry, because it was a long time coming, and your company also uplisted on the NYSE not that long ago, so you're acutely aware of the years.
Yeah, if you didn't hear, that's also some pretty important news, is that Circle, the issuer of USDC, got listed on the stock market. So Circle, let's have a look. I believe this is the ticker, and it's performed unbelievably well, like far higher, nearly double what they expected. So it listed and then shot up pretty much 100%. You know the brand, don't you? Surely, Circle, USDC. This one. Yeah. So stablecoins doing better than ever. Let's just finish at that. What else I got for you is the Ethereum price. Similarly, grinding up. This is a 30-minute chart though, so let's zoom out. We drew you this range. Said good chance of taking out liquidity. But, as always, expect the range to continue until it doesn't. So, solid range, actually very, and that's what we said as well, is this was looking far stronger than Solana, because Solana was flagging. You couldn't even break this. This was just a solid range. So Ethereum continues to be the dominant altcoin, believe it or not. Let's look at Solana. I haven't looked at it yet. Zoom out. Look at it with the same lens. Yeah, you can see here that was its range, and it started selling off bad. I mean, you're starting to get a bit of bullish divergence here. You can see that pretty easily, I'd imagine. Or no bullish divergence. Maybe one more low for Solana. What about Sui? Let's have a little look at Sui. Got to zoom out again. Here we go. One candle equals 1 day. Sui. Oh man, look at the giga stochastic. Look at that down there. Look at it when it goes this low. Look, buy. Don't buy. Buy. Oh man, when it goes this low, it's like pretty high. On a daily chart, pretty high probability of buying. Now we drew this knot out. This has definitely landed in the knot, tried to untie the knot. So the liquidity zone tried to untie the knot, failed, bounced up. Yeah, one more low, or this is the bottom, is what I'm saying for most of these coins. And that much is pretty obvious. I'll just quickly show you some altcoins. We're getting a few alerts as well. A couple of blue bars, you're getting these double bottoms, you're getting these stochastics bottoming. Look at this. Blue bar right at the bottom, like this is a long. CVX, long. Cody, long. Yeah. Look at these double bottoms with bullish divergence. Where is it? Yeah, that's a massive case of bullish divergence. Look at that. That's huge. That's one case of bullish divergence that you cannot miss. Look at that right there. So this is sort of, if you want to play a bullish divergence high-low strategy, you long the fuck out of VTHO right now. I might bit later when I get home from golf. Let's look at the stock market. Where are we? one candle equals 1 day. So, you know, you've been following us when we've said it's going to trend down, it's going to break out of this trend, it's going to come back into this range. And then this range is going to be very important for the price action, which is what it's doing. So, you know, maybe another test at the lows, maybe not. It's just chugging straight up for this. You know, when we draw these lines, I'm just fucking going, you know, it could easily go up, straight up, it could go down first, go straight up. But the point of the thing is that it's going to go up and then most likely get rejected again at these highs, because it's at 1, 2, 3. You can expect a fourth rejection at the high. So the stock market, but at the end of the day, American stock market now bullish again. American dollar, hopefully, well, it's downtrending heavily, as you can see. See, look, below here helps crypto pump, and the arrow is pointing to somewhere where it hasn't been in quite a while, since April. So, US dollar price trending down strongly continues. So this trending down, good for risk assets, it's been proven. Let's just cover a couple other things to do with other things. Bitcoin just went to 0 on MEXC. This is one of the, every now and then you get very lucky if you've got buy orders on these small exchanges, because if you had buy orders on that, if you had buy orders on that for for Bitcoin at $5,000, that would have got filled. Unless you had massive buy orders, like however much was sold, it was obviously enough to push the price down to here. Someone fat finger market sold, so they just went like click 100 Bitcoin sold market, and it just went. There wasn't enough liquidity to fill all the sales, so people with buy orders all the way down here got filled all the way to 0, basically. So if you had buy orders down here, then you just got Bitcoin for $5,000. So who's saying that you're too late? You're just on the wrong exchange. Our old friend Crown, every once in a while it's nice to check the 6-month time frame. Yeah, I mean, you've never seen a chart look better than that, ever. Am I too late to buy Bitcoin? Not if you're on the right exchange. Global wealth is distributed across a variety of assets. Look, Bitcoin, 2 trillion, fuck all. Art, gold. Yes, it does deserve to rub shoulders with these ones. If you think that Bitcoin's not as important as some of this other stuff, you are thinking too small. This is the bull case for Ethereum. I haven't watched this. We'll watch a minute of it. How about that? 1 minute. Yes, maybe less.
Ethereum is a multi-trillion-dollar asset trading at just under $300 billion. And, we're going to see all boats rise with the tide. There's a huge global push for crypto now, both as an institutional reserve asset as well as for on-chain functionality. That's going to result in Bitcoin gains. It's going to result in programmatic chain gains. And Ethereum is going to be the beneficiary of overlapping forces. If we look at the previous US administration's, war on-chain, it wasn't so much a war against Bitcoin, it was more of a war against Ethereum specifically. They came after our staking programs, our innovative business models, our institutions trying to do work there. Now we're seeing the new administration that is not just pro digital assets, it's pro on-chain and pro stablecoins. And stablecoins are, they live on Ethereum. And so I think that this global push for crypto will cause all boats to rise. But there's also going to be this secular growth in Ethereum, where as we come out of this tunnel, this sort of dark period of this transition to our new strategy that is now finally killing it, and people are seeing that, Ethereum is going to outperform. And so ultimately, do I think that we're going to reach beyond all-time highs by the end of the year? Well, I think there's a distinct possibility. In the coming years, we're going to see a re-rating of Ethereum up towards that multi-trillion-dollar asset. And, ultimately in the years to come, on-chain economies are going to get 1,000x bigger than they are today. They're not going to get 10x bigger. They're going to get like 1,000x bigger. It's going to permeate the world economy. And people are going to realize that a maximally decentralized store of value that is, this native digital oil is actually a really, really good idea. And a lot of that sentiment is going to reposition itself from, pure digital gold or less decentralized chains and into Ethereum. And that's really going to drive, Ether at 20K, 50K, 80K. in the coming years.
Lol. You can tell where his bags are. He is forgetting about Solana and Sui. China's central bank just added 101 trillion yuan to the market. So government's printing heavier than ever. Dogecoin is underperforming. Elon's left. I was going to watch Kevin O'Leary, but fuck him. I was just going to kick off this, but I sort of got to go. So
the benefits of the
big
beautiful bill will outweigh any
everyone talking about Trump
negativity.
And
I don't think
bullshit.
it's going to add to the...
You know, but who gives a fuck? The too long didn't read is that Trump is now preparing to release the full Epstein list with no redactions. Apparently, Trump's going to announce replacement for Fed Chair Powell very soon. What is this timeline? Elon versus Trump. Oh yeah, Peter. Who knows Peter Schiff? Peter Schiff. Look at this. Peter Schiff's fucked. Peter Schiff was. Oh, there was another one where he was saying like Epstein wasn't a pedo. He just liked girls under 18 that had already developed. Yeah, prepubescent. Card's lost it. Has completely lost it. Anyway, good chat. Yeah, market recovering. Worth attempting a couple of longs. I'll post some in the group. Later today and tomorrow. I'll be trading. So talk then. Ta-ta. Have a great day.